Hey everybody, welcome to Black Arrow Gaming. I'm Bob, and this is the first episode in my fourth Age of Wonders 3 Advanced Strategy series, or at least that's what I'm calling it anyway. I'm actually playing as both a race and a class that I'm largely unfamiliar with, and I'll talk about that in a minute here, but first let's talk about the game setup. You probably noticed that this is a lot different than what you're used to seeing here, and that's because I'm kind of going for like a total war, every man for himself theme here. What I'm hoping happens in this series is that the computers fight each other, and some of them become really, really powerful. They tend to get really strong when they absorb and get a large number of cities. And normally, what I've seen that happen before, where a computer absorbs like a whole bunch of territory and becomes far more difficult than any normal Emperor computer would be under normal circumstances. That actually happened to Evan and I in an off-camera game that we were playing, where we spent probably like 15 to 20 game hours just fighting Wazul, just that Goblin Warlord, because he had absorbed so many cities and become really powerful. I prefer they don't get that powerful because we very nearly lost that game, but it should at least give like more of make the late game a little more interesting. I'm hoping I get a chance to use like late game units and spells a little more in this one than I traditionally have in most of my other series, since they're usually shorter than that. One other thing here, in the advanced settings, I went ahead and put Defender Strength at very strong. That is in response to suggestions from many of you that I turn this up. It'll make for a more interesting early game, as it's going to be more difficult to expand and clear structures. Early game battles can be very difficult and tactical, especially when you're working with limited resources. It's tough. It's fun though, because I tried this a little bit on a single player game off camera that I was doing, and had a lot of fun with it. Your units also level up a lot faster too, so I don't know if I'll keep this setting for all of my future cities, but or for all of my future series, but I figure that in this one, since I'm trying something new with the overall game setup, why not, do something a little different and change this setting too. So we'll see how this goes. I think it should be fun. I believe all the other settings are where I need them to be, so I'll just leave them there. And I can go ahead and launch and talk a little bit about the leader setup that I've got going here. So I'm going to be playing as a Dwarf Dreadnought. This is Tomak Biard. He is a Adept of Earth, or he is an Earth Master, and has the Shadowborn Adept specialization. I wasn't really sure. I kind of thought part of the reason I picked Master of Earth is so I can convert mana nodes and get more mana and research. Which I always think is very useful. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that with a Dreadnought, since mana is not as important to them, but as I was thinking about it and looking at their spells, it still is pretty important, especially for things like putting mana fuel cells on all your cities, and they've got some great combat spells. So I think I am actually I'm gonna stick with that Master of Earth there. The Shadowborn Adept will still give me access to life-stealing abilities, as well as the discounted cost for pikemen and infantry units, which is just great for the dwarves. So I want to make sure that I set Underground as my starting position, and we will go ahead and get this started. I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording here for a minute while the game loads, and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, fingers crossed here for a good start. Here's hoping. Alright, so I see a farm. I've got some extra production from Magma Forge. That's always nice. It's good to have those around when you're the dwarves. Or actually, I think it's the Draconians that get a racial bonus from that. I'm going to actually check that real quick before I even do anything. Dwarf race governance. It would be one of the economics, so no, they get the bonus towards gold mines. It's the Draconians that have extra Magma Forge production, something along those lines. It's not the dwarves, but still, the extra production's always nice for a Dwarf Dreadnought, because you can use all the production you can get. Let's see who I've got here. I've got a Draconian Dreadnought as my second hero. I don't really need another Dreadnought, so I think I'm going to pass on that. I would really like to get a Warlord, because having a Warlord with the ability that gives his army tireless, combined with Dwarf Firstborns with life-stealing and all the extra armor from being a Dreadnought and the extra armor from Dwarf Meteoric Armor upgrade, there's a lot to like about that. So I'm hoping for a Warlord. I'd really rather. I don't need another Dreadnought, so I'm going to let that guy pass. which means I'm going to have to make do with the army that I currently have. Fortunately, I did get a Dwarf Forge Priest, so it's good to have a healer. I've got a decent little variety here in terms of units. I've got some Axemen, a Pikeman, a Priest, of course my leader, and the Boar Rider too. I guess one of these Axemen is going to have to go out and explore a little bit, see what I can find. I have no clue which way to go. It's all shrouded in darkness, so I see a structure up here. Maybe there's something else with it. No, it looks like cave walls, except for maybe a path out in that direction. Okay, there's a path down here, and there's a city over there. Hopefully I can spot a unit in here somewhere. That's a very large dwarf city. Let's negotiate. They want to be friends. I know I'm Shadowborn, but I will probably still be nice to the dwarves, because I want to get their race governance bonuses. I might be mean to a lot of the other races, but at least to the dwarves, I'll be a good guy. Why not? I don't think I'll be able to clear that structure yet. Those are normally fairly tough even when you're not playing with very strong defenders. So I'm almost curious to run over there and take a peek, but instead I'm going to go after these guys here and hopefully find something along the way. Keeping my eye out for anything that I could use, like there's a mine down there I can see. Cartographer's tents, production resources, anything along those lines would be great. I'm going to attack with my king, so I take advantage of the extra movement and visibility to see one tile further in that direction after this battle. Oh, one other thing I want to do before I forget. Mana fuel cells. I'm going to want those. Well, okay, I won't forget, but I'm going to hang on to my mana just in case I need it for like an emergency situation in this battle. I don't think I will, but just in case. What I'm probably going to do is cast mana fuel cells on that city, and then you can probably build a shrine real quick to make up for the lost mana. Alright, toughest unit in this army is going to be that Goblin Butcher. There's also the Halfling Farmer. The Untouchables I'm not really worried about. Dwarves have poison resistance. The Civic Guards aren't going to do anything through all the armor. The Halberdier has Overwhelm, so maybe not, shouldn't put my shield guys up against him. The Butcher here is the primary threat, so let's try to do something about him. I'm actually going to wheel around to the side here since they don't seem to be coming after me. And give myself just as much of an advantage as I can. I don't want to take any damage that I don't have to. And I'd really prefer not to put myself in a situation where I feel like I need to cast spells. If I could kill that Halfling Farmer outright, that would be great. He might get lucky, but I'm tempted to run up there and try to shoot him. Well, first let's just get everybody on this side over here. Alright, they haven't attacked yet. Who is going to be doing a lot of brawling in this one? You know, I'll wait. I'll use Guardian Flame on somebody after the fighting's begun and heal them up. Alright, I'm going to say Pikeman up front, Pikeman and Axeman up front. Probably split up like this. Forge Priest in the back. We'll see if they come after me now. If they don't, I'll go ahead and launch the attack. Okay, they are not coming after me. You know, I'm going to let that Halfling get away with throwing its chickens, I think. And what I'm going to do is use my hero to try to... I'm probably just going to run up and try to shoot those goblins real quick here. Okay. The Forge Priest should be able to finish them off without too much trouble, and that's just one less unit I have to deal with. Alright, the farmer is going to throw something at me. The butcher is going to attack anyone. Does he have overwhelm? No, he does not, which means that an axeman would be a good choice to have him attack. So I'm going to move the axeman up a little bit, put him on defense. And we'll see. I'm going to move these guys in front of my hero to sort of try to block the farmer. I'm actually not sure if I can even block the chickens. I think that they ignore... Yeah, they're going to ignore any interference from units being in the way because they travel at such a high arc. But that's fine. Hero's not going to take too much damage from that. And I'll get these guys out on the flank and should be good to go. They're going to back up. Alright, that's fine. They use their only range attack, so they have to come running at me now. In fact, this is good for me because the butchers just ran right into their death here. I want to kind of roast them with fire here. I'm not... Maybe I can defend... Okay, here's what I can do. The only problem is defensive strike, I'm still going to take a hit. And there's a lot of other units following up behind them. How much damage would I take? 8 to 12? Oh, I would take 2 hits because he's got first strike. That's not good. Well, let's roast him a little bit, and maybe I can run... Okay, what I could do... Okay, here's what I can do. Burn him up from this angle. Which, did that make them turn? I'm not sure. It did not. Okay, then I'm just going to put everybody there on defense. I'm not going to risk that first strike in this particular situation. I don't think that would be a good idea. They've still got all their movement left. I'm going to move... Who's got higher defense? That Dreadnought's going to have pretty high defense, but those are also Halberdiers, and I'm a little low on health. I'm going to move them there and help guard the Forge Priest. They've got Overwhelm. I think I'll still be okay. That's a lot of defense. It's kind of what the dwarves do best. I'll just let my hero reload his pistol. Okay, that's fine. Not worried about that. Ooh, going after those deep guards. Okay, well they've exposed their flank to a different unit, so shouldn't be a problem killing them now. Definitely want to back up here and heal these guys. Guarded by flames doesn't do much, but any little bit helps. And I can flank them with these guys with a defensive strike, so I'm going to do that. I can also defensive strike these guys, turn them around, which opens my hero up to a shot to the back. That'll finish him off. I'm going to back him up a little further because he's kind of damaged. And I'm going to send these guys out to get in the way of those civic guards. Alright, should be alright here. They really want to shoot those firstborn, or the deep guards. Fortunately, the halflings would never be able to reach them through all those other units. Good thing I healed them, though. They'd be dead otherwise. Alright, I want to get that guy well away from really everything. I'll replace him with this unit, which can nuke the Civic Guard. Get a promotion there, that's great. I want my hero to get a little extra XP, so I'll move him up, get a good hit. Or not. Well, how about that? There's not really a lot I can do. The halflings are now turned around to where I can't flank them. Oh well, they're halflings. Let's not overthink things. Okay, Dread Monkey. Might be useful for scouting around underground. I think they have night vision. Do they have night vision? No, they don't. Well, it's still probably going to be a scout. I don't know. They have sprint, and my army is maybe could use a little bit of extra variety to it, so we'll keep them for now, I guess. Not a huge fan of Dread Monkeys, but we'll keep them around. Let's see. Armored units cost minus 10% gold to produce. Ooh. I think that's a pretty good Empire upgrade to start out with. This is honestly going to be the area that I really have no idea what to do here, because I don't necessarily know what leads to what. The engineer is going to be good, but probably more so once I have machines and stuff. I think Great Blacksmith is really tempting. Probably just go ahead and get that. That way I can start making... Pretty much all the dwarf units are armored, so that would just be a universally good thing to have. And it's an Empire upgrade, so it's basically free. So let's remember to cast Mana Fuel Cells here. Bonus production from my city, which should be able to pretty easily make... Let's see, I've got 63 production. Build a Builder's Hall first, and then I'll be able to build a Shrine in one turn after that, which will even out my mana income. I kind of need to find another mana pool, but let's do some math here. I'm losing 10 per turn, so if I start the Builder's Hall now, I'll have 20 when it's got 1 turn left, I'll have 10 when it has 0 turn left, and I'll have exactly 0 when I finish the Shrine, which will leave me at mana of literally 0. But I'll be able to build it back up eventually, so we'll take that approach. That's really the only active spell I need right now. There's not a lot else to be seen up there as far as I can tell, but I'll probably send one of these axemen out to scout anyway. Probably the injured guy. And we'll keep the monkey with my other units and maybe go southwest and see what's going on with these gold mines down here. Oh, maybe I should have sent the Deep Guard out to explore. He's pretty darn beat up. Alright, we've got a lot of stuff in here, including, yikes, oh my gosh, 2 flyers in that trading post. This wouldn't be a bad spot for a fort down here, honestly. It's just pure gold everywhere. I would love to do that soon, but I'm going to need a little bit of extra help. Hopefully I get a good hero, and I can swap him out for that injured Deep Guard and try to start clearing some of this out down here. I honestly might need even some extra units beyond that. Alright, fingers crossed I get a good hero. I have open borders with these guys. I want to at least have a couple units out scouting, so I'll keep him going. Okay, I already know that. Okay, so got a good start, good thing going with this dwarf city over here. They're going to be incredibly expensive to buy. I want to make sure they let me know when they're ready to talk. And no spells to cast, so basically just here's hoping for a good hero. Preferably a warlord. Somebody with healing would be good too. Actually, warlords can get combat medic, so they would still be useful even in that regard. Dwarves don't have a lot of healing options early in the game, so once I have that Builder's Hall done, I'll be able to make some of their early game infantry units for much cheaper. I probably wouldn't mind getting a few more axemen and just having a lot of defensive strike options. Okay, another Draconian. This one is a Necromancer. Not really what I'm looking for, guys. Let's explore a little bit more before deciding what to do with him. Okay, do I cross the bridge this way or stay towards the corner? This leads me more towards the center of the map, so I'm going to go this way. There's treasure up there if I can get something to grab it with. Okay, cave entrance located right here. And gold that I would love to reach. Can't reach the gold on this turn. What I'm going to do is pop up that cave entrance to explore a little bit of the territory up there. Okay, ice above. Hey, there's gold out here too. I may as well grab that and then run back underground. Get all the free pickups that I can. Hopefully you don't run into any other computers real fast. Alright, I'm going to take a gamble on this. I really don't necessarily need the Necromancer, so I'm going to require another type of hero. Fingers crossed that I get something better. Honestly, these armies down here are probably too weak to fight much. I mean, I might be... Okay, I can probably handle these frostlings here in the gold mine, I think. So I'll go ahead and do that. I just need to be kind of careful with that deep guard in particular. I'm going to need to heal him. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get this started. That just says probable victory. I would like to know why, because I kind of think this battle is easier than the last one I fought. I guess the Royal Guard is always dangerous. The Harpoon Throwers, but nothing to freeze me. They don't have any Ice Scapers. Man, I hate to waste a turn just sitting here healing, though. A lot of this is going to depend on what I get for my next hero, which could reach this spot. Yeah, there's some fairly small units. I should be able to handle this. I don't know for sure why it's saying probable victory, but I think I got pretty good chance. Yeah, I'm going to give everybody a little bit more time to heal. We'll give it one more turn. I don't want to take that risk yet. I'm actually going to move them here, though, so there's room for the other hero to get in and fight stuff. And these tough defenders are killer. It really changes the game quite a bit. Stuff out here, but not really enough to make a city out of, unless there's something else up in this area that I haven't seen yet. For now, we'll keep going this way. Okay, another city. What did I get here? Well, it's an Arch Druid. It's better than nothing. Actually, you know, I mean, it's an Arch Druid. You know, that's good. That's a solid ranged attacker, if nothing else. He should be enough to turn the tide of these battles down here. And my deep guard's significantly healed. I was hoping that would... Yeah, the Dwarf Forge Priest is helping to heal units up, so I'm in a lot better position to fight these battles now. I would like to say hi to these frostlings here. I'm trying to decide where I'm going to run at. Well, I actually can't go that way because it's being blocked. Okay. Well, these are dwarves again, so I'm going to accept peace. I kind of do need to do evil things, but I really want to get as many race bonuses for the dwarves as I can. I'm going to be using the dwarves a lot in this series, so yeah, I'm gonna need all the favor with the dwarves I can get. As far as anybody else goes, I might start denouncing them or even attacking them just to get to primeval quickly. Let's see. I can build the shrine in one turn now, which is going to leave me with 0 mana on the next turn, but like I said, I'm good with that. Have them let me know when they're ready to talk. And let's go grab that gold. Free money is always nice, but I want to get back underground and keep exploring down there. That's more important in the long run. Primarily, my goal is to just take over the entire underground and just control everything. Then I can focus on like cave entrance choke points and stuff like that. Alright, now I should be in much better shape. An elf hero with a longbow should make a pretty big difference. Also, these mines usually make pretty good, especially if you have a lot of range units. You can do pretty well in these mines with choke points and stuff. I kind of like this bottom angle better, so first off, let's heal these guys up. Okay, I try to keep the monkeys away from the dwarves. Oh, they're coming out after me. Okay, resisted the harpoon, fortunately. They're being very aggressive here. It's actually probably a good thing for me. Alright, the raiders I can shoot, but I'm not going to want the elf to take them on. I would rather have the dwarf axeman take that hit and maybe guard the elf while he shoots at something else. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll move him down here, using the axeman to guard. Watch my back there. He can shoot the raider, do at least some damage to it. I'd like to turn the raider around if I could. They're not going to like fire damage. None of the frostling units will. Right now I'm just getting a range penalty. If I move to this spot, I think I'll be shooting over my king's head. So I'm going to take that for now. Take that shot. My king can finish that unit off. And I can then put... Well, I'm tempted to run out there with the boar, but not with that royal guard right back there. We'll play it safe here. You put the boar here. Put these guys here. And have the monkeys... Maybe just throw some poo at those guys. That looks pretty good. I'm trying to take as little damage here as possible because there's so many battles in this area I need to do in such rapid succession. Okay, the boar riders are immobilized. That's not great with these royal guards closing in. Fortunately, they didn't move as much as they could have. Alright, well, what else have I got going on here? These guys are in my axeman's face, but honestly, they're not really much of a threat. I could just roast them, but I got a feeling I'm going to want that forge priest over here shooting at the royal guard. Oh, my space is the way I am. I'm not close enough to kill the harpoon thrower outright yet. Wonder how much damage my gun would do. I would probably kill him with one shot from that gun. Okay, what I'm gonna do... How much longer are these guys immobilized for? 2 turns? Okay, I think I've got something of a plan here. I want to make sure that that royal guard can't put himself in a position Actually, you know what? This will be okay. That'll almost certainly kill him. And then I'm going to leave these guys in a position where either them or the monkeys could turn that Royal Guard around if they need to. The monkeys have sprint, so that'll be good for me. I'm going to kind of leave them out of harm's way a little bit at least. They've got Guardian Flame. It'd be nice if I could hit something with them, but... Alright. I am going to move these guys, or start moving them in this direction. I'm going to cook them a little bit on the way. And defensive strike. Doesn't leave them with very many options. And I've still got my longbowman, who I didn't actually think about until now. Probably should go here. Finish those guys off. Alright. Monkeys, I want out of the way of that Royal Guard. He will almost surely go after my king, who's going to take probably quite a bit of damage. Okay, that was kind of where I was hoping they wouldn't move. Fortunately, I can still attack with this thing. I just don't want to attack 3 times. I need to turn them around so that my king can get out of there. I've got a few options for doing that. The problem is they're going to blow up when they die, which is fine for those guys because I can just put them on defense. They'll be okay. But I need to get my king out of there before killing them. So I want to do as much damage to them as I can without actually destroying them. As long as I don't crit this, this should work. Okay. Now I want to back my king up. The monkeys can't hit them with a ranged attack. That's one more turn before they can do that. Wish my king had his gun right now. Because I want to use these guys, or I want to use this elf to actually kill the harpoon thrower. Well, he can't kill the harpoon thrower anyway, so... Okay, explosive death didn't do too much damage to the boar rider, so I'm fine there. And I want him just away from those harpoon throwers in general. Probably back here should be fine. Again, just trying to minimize my damage as much as possible. Alright. I would like to get him a kill because this guy is going to be... if I could get him healing, that would help me out tremendously because I don't really have a lot of healing. So let me see here. I'm going to move the Forge Priest around a little bit. We'll get a nice hit in on the back, turn him around. And yeah, I think I actually right now want to level up that druid more than anybody else. And there will be plenty of XP to go around, I'm sure. Okay, my king got a little beat up in that one. Problem with this battle is that they're pinned back in there, and I can't really go after them very easily. The Deep Guard would be a good choice in this one against that mammoth. They've got raiders, they've got one ice scaper, and one harpoon thrower. The question is, do I take a turn to let everybody heal and then attack, or do I go after it on this turn? I think in this case I should probably let everybody heal. Who didn't take any damage? the monkey. Okay, you're going to be off by yourself for a minute. Actually, you can come down here because we're going to have to go down there eventually anyway. I'm going to need a builder. I should probably start building one as soon as that's done, because having all this extra gold income at this early stage of the game would be amazing for me. Okay, we'll have everybody pile on here, and the priest should devote healing. Well, he'll probably start with my hero, but so I guess my hero should be back to full health by the next turn anyway. Okay, is there anything else I can do? There are no spells I can cast right now, so I can go right over the next turn. I don't know how I'm going to deal with all the stuff that's in there, though. Actually, I probably will have to come back for that stuff later. Oh, there's just a big blast of thunder outside. I don't know if you heard that. I guess a storm's rolling in. Hopefully I don't lose power or anything like that. Alright, everybody's looking a lot healthier now, so I think I can go ahead and move forward with that battle. Like I said, I can still put a builder down here. I'll get the bonus from the gold mines, but that one's probably going to have to wait. There's a lot of tough units on there. And, to make matters worse, it's pinned in behind rocks. I guess I could maybe dig around through. There's dirt there I could dig through. But I don't have any prospectors to dig through it. I'm a little stuck right now. Alright, well, go ahead and get this battle done, I suppose. I want the deep guard. Probably want the axeman. I think I want just about everybody except the monkey in this one. I don't think... I mean, the extra range attack is nice, but I really think I'm better off with that deep guard. Alright. Let's get this party started. Alright, first things first, those deep guards need some healing, and I really want them ready and healthy to fight that mammoth. We'll slide over to the side again because these units are kind of lining up. I could also befriend animal on the mammoth rider, try to make them a feral mount. It's an option. I'll try to remember. Hopefully I won't need to. Hopefully that deep guard, because I mean that's a deep guard that's got, it's a dwarf deep guard with guardian flames. That should do a lot of damage to the Manicore rider, especially if I can get them to be dumb enough to charge into it. I just want to avoid getting devastating charged by that thing. Alright, I am betting that I could kill that ice scaper before it even shoots at me. Which would be great, because I don't want to take a chance of any of my units getting frozen. I'm going to park everybody just outside of his range. Like here, here. These guys are melee units, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, this will work. Okay, I can move up one space. Easy kill on those guys. And let's see. Nothing is going to be... Well, the Frostling Raider could reach me. Nothing can reach me where my units are currently standing, though. So what I'm going to do is move the Axeman up here to take a hit from that Raider and hopefully lure him into attacking me. My King's got that gun ready to go. Boar Riders here, so I'm funneling into this really narrow area. I think I'm actually going to send the Boar Riders around so they have flanking options if needed, because they could pass through there. Alright, now they're upset. That's exactly what I was hoping those guys would do. And here comes the big one, that big old mammoth that I'm going to have to do something about. What I would like to do is just move these guys right up and make them defend. Right up next to the mammoth. In order to do that, a few things are going to have to happen. And I'm not sure what order I should do them in. Okay, how much damage will he do to the raider through the shield? At minimum, he will still kill him. So I'm going to back them up. Okay. I want them up here on defense against that mammoth. He won't even hardly touch him. It's these other units in the area that I'm a little more concerned about, so I'm going to try to block them off. See, I gotta remember that that mammoth still does have all its movement points, so it could ignore the deep guards and go after anything, but it's going to take a tremendous amount of damage if it does that. I don't think it will. That'd be really, really stupid on their part. I think even with everybody else throwing or doing anything to that deep guard, nothing is going to kill that deep guard right now. So there's no sense risking anything or doing anything dumb. I'll just let everybody hang back and watch and see what happens. I'll keep that gun handy for the next combat round. The mammoth really has no good options right now. I like where he was right there. That's fine. Actually, just in case the mammoth gets any funny ideas about going after the priest, move here. Alright, I like that a little bit better. Okay, they're immobilized, but that doesn't really matter too much. Oh, get wrecked. Alright, those guys are pretty beat up now. I need to get them out of there, and they can't move. So, now is when I need to... Oh, I really need to kill those harpoon throwers, because they will kill... Yeah, those guys will kill my deep guard if they get another hit in on him. Yeah, well, yeah, they're basically guaranteed to kill. So I need to get in their face, which means I need to kill the mammoth. I think I'm going to use these guys to get that raider out of my way. Okay. I could more or less kill the mammoth. Yeah, okay, I'm not going to have a problem finishing these guys off. Yeah, that's a guaranteed kill on the mammoth rider. So what I'm going to do is go up here, turn him around, shoot the mammoth until he's dead, and then use the cavalry to charge the harpoon throwers, and I'm good. Alright, a couple tough battles in there, but that's finally all cleared, and I'm just going to say heck no to that. Come back to that battle later, because if those were tough, these things would definitely wipe out some units. The question now is, where do I send my army? I guess looks like there's a path up here. Along the way through, I could at least take a peek and see what's in there. I wish I had a unit that could swim and go out and grab the gold that's up there. That's okay. I'll get to it eventually. And I guess there's a little path leading over that way somewhere. My dwarf who comes back down here will grab that gold. I think for now it makes sense for these guys. It looks like there's a path here. I'm just going to take my main army and go straight northeast. That's where I'm most likely to find things to fight. Man, though, I really, really want to kill that while I'm down here. I just don't have a good way to do it yet. If I'm patient and I use... Okay, I did finish my shrine. I'm actually, for some reason, getting 2 mana per turn. I'm not even sure why, but I'm not going to complain about it. I can build like anything in here in 1 turn, which is basically axemen, crossbows, and prospectors. If I build a prospector, run him down here, I could make a tunnel there and get more units into this fight. Or I could even... Oh no, that's rock cavern walls. There's a lot of rock cavern walls down there. It's going to be such a long time before I have an army even remotely powerful enough to come back at this. And I really want all that extra gold early in the game. It's such a tough call because... I wish I remembered if that structure was cleared. I think it was. That was in their territory already. I will... Well, I can't fight that yet anyway, regardless, because it's going to take me some time. I'm going to go ahead and build some units, try to get down there. The builder also has tunneling, and I'm going to need the builder to make the fort anyway. So I think now is a good time to make the builder. And then I'll make some other units to come after the builder. So I can use the builder to tunnel and then to build a fort right there. Yeah, that'll be good. I don't even need to make that into a full-fledged city. That can just generate gold for me. And then in the meantime, these guys really don't have anything better to do, so I want to run up there and maybe clear that magma forge, just for some extra XP and money, something to do. By the time they get up there and get all the way back down, I suppose that they'll... You know what, I'm going to send the monkey out this way, because I want to double check to make sure that's cleared. Alright, so they'll be back. And my hero got a much needed upgrade. Actually, I can't get... Alright, unfortunately I can't get a nourishing meal on this level. So we'll do hit points. And can't get befriend animal yet. I almost want to just do range damage. Nature's Resistance is a great one to get, but he's not going to be leading his own army for a while. I'm thinking just general combat abilities are going to be good for now. Probably get him some extra range strength to make him a little better at what he does best. And maybe some defense. Just buff his stats all around. Alright. This guy go back. Grab the gold. And then it's a decision of whether I want to go northeast or... And the haste berry's right there too. I think I'm going to send him southeast because my main army is eventually going to go out in this direction. So I want to see what's down here. Okay, not a lot, but the path goes on, so I'll keep following it. And then as far as this guy goes, I might send him back. That's just one extra unit that could help fight down here, and he would make it back in a reasonable amount of time too. Maybe coming out here and meeting the other dwarves is good enough, because I'll eventually make them a vassal. It's a tough balance between scouting. I'll have plenty of scouting eventually. I'm going to send him back. He can help my army fight out here. Actually, he can't because that's also burrowed back in a little space that only one tile can get into. I don't know. I'm going to need all the help I can get against those flyers. And getting that gold income is probably a higher priority than just scouting. I don't know. It's there's a give and take to that. I really want that gold, especially if I can get the dwarf race governance upgrade, which, on that note, is the second one. Okay, so there's 2 mines there. Well, that's fine. I'm gonna pull him back, and I'll focus most of my efforts on clearing that structure there. Plus, I should get some good items from that. I've at least got 1 scout running around, but we're also probably getting close to the point in the game where independent units are going to start spawning, and my scouts are going to get picked off. Oh, I should have thought about grabbing the mana, though. That's okay. I'll get to it eventually. I suppose I can't second guess every decision that I make. Okay, builder is done, so I already know what he's going to be doing. I think, though, that... well, okay, I can go 1 more turn here. I got a little more time. Alright, who do I want to build in here? This city's got just a ton of production for this stage in the game. 86 for a village. That's pretty good. I mean, the Dreadnought's just great in some aspects, and that is definitely one of them. For now, I just need kind of like some throwaway units. I'll take like maybe an axeman and a crossbowman. Just a couple more units, and then I should be good at that point. Let's go ahead and grab a crossbow since I don't have one yet. Having an extra range unit might come in handy. Yeah, I want 1 crossbowman, and then probably 1 axeman. And we'll see if maybe that'll be good enough. Okay, that is hopefully not a dead end. Okay, I can still keep going this way. We'll see. I don't know how much further he can go. Alliance proposal. Become a vassal under my protection for an obscenely large amount of gold. Actually, 335. Do they have gold? How much gold income do they have? I'm probably going to... Oh, I could do that if I don't build a unit on this turn. But that's kind of too good to pass up, getting a vassal that large on this turn. Yeah, that bumps my gold income up to like 71, so I'll go ahead and take that. And then I'll start building units on the next turn once that gold is filled up a little more. It'd be really nice if I found a pile of gold somewhere, another one. Alright, well, produce merchandise in this city for now. Because I can use all the extra gold that they can get. And that just gives these guys more time to go do some other stuff up here. Alright. Still kind of pondering what to do with this axeman here. There's a lot of fire units in there. Well, that's a lot of halflings. I'm not going to be doing anything about that for a little while. Alright, there's really not much else I can do with him out there. I may as well just keep sending him back. And we'll see. Well, actually, I can already see. And I have a bunch of mana income now. In a few turns, I'll have to remember to cast Domain of Earth on that mana node right there. As far as the monkey goes, I'm just going to scout this direction with him. I'll have to be a little cautious and not get too excited because I think hostile mobs will start spawning around this time. It'll be good having a good, tough city here. Something to keep an eye on that cave entrance from. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of structures in it that really make me think it'd be a great city to produce like some of my better units. I really want to find like dungeons and enchanting trees. But it's a good start and a solid mana resource, if nothing else. What kind of node is... Oh, that is an earth node. Well, that's actually very nice for me. That's bumping up my research too. Cool. And my leader leveled up. And I got a race governance level up. Alright, a lot of good things just happened here. But we will have to wait until the next episode. I'll come back to this. So far, I think this is a decent start. I feel like I'm moving slower, but that's almost out of necessity, just because that battle is going to be tough, but also so useful. Oh, right, I can tunnel with the builder too, so I can actually just get extra money, which is also going to be really helpful. Alright, well, we will. I'll get back to all of that in the next episode. For now, thanks so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this new series. I do appreciate all the support you guys have shown me for my channel. You just, more Age of Wonders, you don't, you always want to see more, and I think that's great. That really gives me the inspiration that I need to keep going with this. So thanks so much for watching, for all your kind words, suggestions, for all the information and advice you've given me on becoming a better player myself. I've learned a lot from you guys. I hope you're learning a lot from me. And yeah, we'll see you in the next episode.